don't take it lightly. These families, along with myself, has been attacked. Ashria, Clary, the Savage, Rogers, they've been getting attacked for years. I'm new. I'm just now getting attacked. Well, I've been getting attacked, but they've been getting attacked. We have more information. We have a lot more information. I urge the city of Chicago, you know, you have to start from where you're from. Stop ignoring this shit. Stand up for these women. This man has done nothing but rob you like he robbed me of my money and my time. I have paid for CDs. I have went to concerts. I have earned the right to question whether he fucking is a pedophile or not. In my interpretation, based on what I look at and what I see, that yes, he is 100% guilty. A lot of people that like me is not going to agree with that. I'm fine with that. That's fine, you know? But enough is enough. City of Chicago need to fucking stand up to this shit. It's bullshit. And let's move on to this.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, man? Watching that right there, I agree with Larry, what he said at the very last sentence. You know, the very last sentence, I agree with him 100%. It's bullshit. But what I'm trying to figure out is, right, I can't understand for the life of me when he says that R. Kelly has robbed us or robbed him of his money and of his time. And I'm trying to figure out, how did R. Kelly rob you? How did he rob you of your money and your time? I'm confused. He said he bought CDs, he went to concerts. So when you bought a CD, okay, what it was a blank CD or something? Was it blank? Did it not have anything on the damn CD or something? When you went to the concerts, did R. Kelly just sit there? Did he call out sick? He didn't show up and you couldn't get your money back? I'm confused on what you mean by that. You know, at some point, right, I get that everybody has a role to play in this. Either you hate R. Kelly, either you love R. Kelly, right? But at some point, it's like, come on, man, what type of message are you sending here? You think he did it, all right? We get that, we know that by now, right? We didn't figure that out, okay? But to say that this man has robbed you of your money and your time, I don't understand, you know, and to have a straight look on your face while saying it, you know, I'm starting to think that that you kind of like a hater, dude. That's what it's starting to seem like to me, man. You seem like you a hater, man. I don't understand that one, you know, and I've been trying to, like, you know, play it cool and all, but it's like, come on, at some point, man, when do you when does your morals and your values take over? You know what I'm saying? And you decide to, you know what, I'm not gonna say that, or I'm gonna show some type of moral value here, because I don't understand that, man. You know, you've been saying R. Kelly is guilty. We get that. You know, we get that's what you think. Or really, we don't even know. Me personally, I don't know if you think that or not. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out, what are you getting out of this? Because if he's innocent, which I believe he is, then what happens once let's say he goes to trial, right? What's going to happen if he's proven innocent? What are you going to say then? What you going to say? You going to say what? Oh no, he paid people off again, or he obstructed justice again? I mean, what is everybody going to say at this point is what I'm trying to figure out. And I get it. You might say, well, what are you going to say if he's proven guilty? You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, well, he was proven guilty. Does that mean that I'm going to believe it? No. But I guarantee you, I'm not going to sit here and come up with no bullshit excuses. I'm not going to keep on trying to push the narrative of, oh, no, he's innocent, because in my mind, I already know what this is about. I don't have to make up shit or try to find little scenarios to make this man seem better than what he may be. You know, for one, I don't know him personally, and neither do you. So my thing is this. I appreciate him as a artist. And like I said before in previous videos, as this situation started, this R. Kelly hate campaign, I started doing research on him as a person. And I started listening to him on interviews, and I started realizing how wise this guy was and all that he's been through and his life story and what it took for him to actually make it in the music business. And I gained respect for him. But I was never the type to sit around and just because the media might say something, and damn sure if the federal government, I don't respect the federal government what they say. This is the same federal government that has lied to my people and any other poor person that comes from poverty for that matter. They have lied to us. We know that they're involved with the corporations. Politicians are involved with corporations. They got their own little club. They get paid by these corporations. These corporations finance these politicians. So you mean to tell me that that I'm supposed to expect these politicians to have my best interests at heart? Or you know what I'm saying? They intend on helping me, the working man, when they're being fed by these major corporations? You know, it's like, I just don't understand it, man. It's like, what are you getting out of this, dude? I mean, I'm listening to you and I'm like, what is he getting out of this? Like I said before, man, you going more hard than the alleged accusers. You go more hard than the motherfucking parents with children, even though they're adults, but nonetheless they're their children, okay? Adult children. You going harder than them. And it's like, man, you always saying because the great United States of America, they said under oath that they have this and under oath that they had that. They do that all the time, bruh. That doesn't mean anything. They can say that they got 35,000 tapes that prove that R. Kelly is sleeping with 35,000 different minors. But if they go to trial and they cannot prove that, they're not going to be charged for lying under oath. They just couldn't prove what they believed to be what they saw or what they think they saw. They've been saying this 25% shit with the storage for how long now? I mean, they've been doing this. They've been pretty much stalling this case out, dragging it along, man. They've been dragging this case out. And I believe, like I said before, all this is about this man's generational wealth, okay? His publishing and his masters. And there are tactics that these labels use, you know, these statutes of limitations when it comes to artists getting their music back from these labels, okay? There's 3 year statute of limitations if they can't convict him of any crime, see. But see, they're trying to convict him, like I said, of this racketeering. But that's only so that they can seize his belongings. And then at that point, him getting his masters, he will not be able to get it. I believe somebody asked me that recently in a comment. So the answer to you is, if he's convicted of the racketeering, at that point, he would not be able to get his music back. The government would seize his property. They would seize the rights to his music. And at that point, the labels could buy it back from the government. Okay? That's how they do it. That's how they do it, and that's how they're gonna do it if he's convicted. But we all know that this case the case is not strong. We know this. That's why they're stalling, and that's why they're stacking a whole bunch of stuff on his plate. That's how the government gets down. That's how they operate. That's how they get a lot of their convictions. We know this already. They put a lot of pressure on individuals by stacking a lot against them, putting a lot on their plate, and then they got this little working relationship with attorneys. You know, prosecutors and attorneys, they got in the defense attorneys, they got this little secret little relationship that the client is not aware about lots of times. And then the defense attorney convinces the client to take a plea deal from the prosecution. I mean, this shit is standard practice. They've been doing this since the beginning of time. And I ain't saying that R. Kelly's attorneys is going to do that, but hell, it's a possibility. All I'm trying to say is, everybody, keep your third eye open. And I don't ever believe what the federal government and the mainstream media tells me. I don't believe it right away. I do my investigation on it first. And if it don't add up, it don't add up. Just like when this whole Surviving R. Kelly stuff kicked off. It didn't add up. The stories didn't make sense. And they still don't make sense. But you got people that are against R. Kelly for some strange reason. I'll never understand it. You got them against him so bad that they're willing to ignore these little phony rinky-dink stories that these women came up with on this docu-series. And yes, I'm going to keep bringing up the docu-series, because that's what got all of this started as far as his trial and as far as him being indicted. I mean, you mean to tell... Listen, man. Like I said, this has been bias. This has been a media attack against R. Kelly. There has been basically a full throttle attack against R. Kelly. I mean, the man was locked up in federal custody, and they threw some charges on him in Minnesota and put a bench warrant out for his arrest when they knew exactly where he was. They knew he wasn't going to be able to make the court appearance. But you got people that are sitting at home and they just ignore little stupid shit. They just ignore shit like that. Excuse my language. But it really frustrates me. It really frustrates me that people are so hell-bent on wanting this. It's like y'all want this man to be guilty. And then the minute he becomes innocent, y'all gonna be looking stupid with y'all jaws on the ground. Because y'all put in so much energy for 3 years to try to tear down one of America's biggest talents, who just so happens to be an African American man. And it's just tiresome, man. It's tiresome. But to say that this man robbed you of your money, dog, ain't nobody tell you to go buy his CDs. And I'm sure if you did buy his CDs, I'm sure the album was fire. We remember you was on with Nika Knight, showed you on her channel playing R. Kelly's song. I think you was playing Don't You Say No Tonight, if I'm not mistaken. One of my favorite songs too. So what is you playing for, dude? It's like, what you getting out of this, man? You've been sitting on your channel now. And usually I'm like, young and tripping, young and be tripping, he be tripping. You know what I mean? Like laughing it off. But it's like, come on, dude. At some point, man, it's like you gotta be realistic, man. You gotta come back to reality. And you can't keep on misleading your listeners. You know what I'm saying? Because of whatever little situation you got going on. You need to stop it, dog. You need to stop, for real, man. Stop it. You talking about surviving R. Kelly. There's only the first victim or alleged victim or whatever, and the last one is the only ones from surviving R. Kelly. But surviving R. Kelly didn't get all this started though, right? When surviving R. Kelly has featured Tiffany Hawkins, It featured a segment about Aaliyah. It featured Azriel Clary. It featured Lisa Van Allen. It featured Geronda Pace. It featured Faith Rogers. It featured Lanita Carter. It featured a segment about Rashana Landfair. So how can you say that surviving R. Kelly has nothing to do with doesn't really have nothing to do with these cases? I don't care if it's the federal indictments. I don't care if it's the state charges. I don't care if it's the charge in Minnesota. Either way, it has something to do with trying to take down R. Kelly. Kim Fox went in the mainstream media and held a press conference stating that she saw surviving R. Kelly, and as a fellow survivor herself, she was disgusted by it, and she asked for any and everybody to call a hotline number if they say that if R. Kelly did something to them or whatever. I'm so fucking disturbed right now. I can't even get my words out, everybody. I'm disturbed, man. Cause I'm tired of this, man. It's kind of like, man, and you speak so highly of the government as if the federal government actually gives a fuck about you, dog. They don't care about you. They don't. I mean, that's just the bottom line to it. They have set this man up and put all these rinky-dink charges on him. A lot of it is double jeopardy. We already know this. Like I said before, they can change the name of the charge. They can try to say that it's a different tape. They can say, oh, no, those were state charges. This is federal charges now. But at the same time, you're saying he obstructed justice on the state charges. And that's why the federal charges another federal charge came down on him. But yet you want the world to believe that you're not doing double jeopardy against this man. Like we just stupid or something. Like we just stupid. You got 4 tapes with the same person on them. And Jim Derogatis, he already told everybody that R. Kelly's home had different cameras all in the ceilings and stuff like that. But you want us to believe that they're not different tapes from different angles? Or the same time, but just from different angles. It's the same crime, alleged crime, that I believe was copied and pasted, doctored up. That's just what I believe. And I think when the trial comes, it will be proven. That will be proved. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, when are you gonna cut this nonsense, man? Tiffany Hawkins sat there and tried to allegedly, according to R. Kelly, try to extort him by saying that she was going to go public saying that he was the father of her child. And he clearly wasn't the father of her child. Aaliyah, when she was living, God rest her soul, she told Jim Derogatis out her own mouth, according to Jim Derogatis, that don't believe the nonsense. Everybody took it out of, blew it out of proportion. We was just close. She said several times there was no marriage. There was no marriage. But because she's not living no longer, the government is trying to take advantage of that situation. And they're not even charging him for marrying her. They're trying to say he bribed a government official. Like, come on, man. Like, let's be real, man. We all know Azriel Clary. We already know her story is inconsistent. She's inconsistent. Period. That's not bashing no witness. That's not witness intimidating. That's not trying to victim shame or allege victim shame by me just saying her story is not consistent. She's not credible. There's nothing wrong with saying that. She went there and started a fight with Jocelyn out of jealousy. That was jealousy. And you think we can't see that? She went and started a fight. She provoked Jocelyn. We saw it on national, on for the world to see. She went and provoked that woman. And then she's the one that put charges on her. And y'all think that's right? Y'all didn't say nothing about that. Y'all didn't say that that was wrong. Y'all didn't say nothing. Because y'all won't admit when something is wrong. Just like I asked y'all, why is it that Angelo Clary can now all of a sudden say that Tasha K is not credible? But y'all won't answer that though. He done pushed his narratives on her show. And now he's sitting here trying to say she's not credible because she's exposing him and Azriel. And anybody else in that camp for that matter. I've been trying to tell y'all, stop playing with me. Lisa Van Allen was not a minor. She was 18 when she met him. If she says she met him at the Home Alone video shoot, that means she would have been 18 years old. And let's not forget the little I don't know, sex ring or whatever she was in, that she was involved with, that the one woman said that R. Kelly rescued her from. He got her out of that bad situation. Y'all need to stop playing games, man. Geronda Pace had a fake ID. That's a class 4 felony. Jail time and a $25,000 fine in the state of Illinois. Y'all need to stop playing. She said out her own mouth that I told him I was 19. But yet you always want to say, oh, it's kids. It don't matter. It's kids. So what? They can't be held for their actions? A teenager can't be held for their actions? They know the difference between right and wrong. They know getting a fake ID is wrong. They know going around R. Kelly is wrong. Skipping school is wrong. Going to his trial is wrong. Faith Rogers all of a sudden, oh, I'm cured. I just started doing... Man, stop playing games, man. It's not witness intimidating or witness whatever by me saying that these people do not sound credible. That their stories are not consistent. Their stories do not sound reasonable. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all, man. If an 18-year-old goes to the service, to the military, and if an 18-year-old saves your life, you in the service too, and they save your life, and they get awarded a Purple Star, and you might be in your 40s or whatever, are you still going to look at them as a kid? Morally? I don't understand why that person said that. If I sleep with an 18-year-old at my age, I look at them as a kid. It ain't about what you look at them at. This is not a moral matter, man. And I know you know that, but the bottom line is to say that over there on that platform, it's like, come on, man. Now we walking on eggshells with them people over there. This shit ain't about moral. It's about whether or not crimes were committed. And from what I'm seeing, the only crime that has been committed that I know of for certain is the crime against R. Kelly. The crime against R. Kelly. And if he gets out of this situation, and I bet you if his money was right, he would have been sued all you motherfuckers for defamation of character and slander. All of you. Don't make no sense, man. You're taking one of the most talented motherfuckers in music history, a music star, and you trying to put a racketeering charge on him so that you can stop him from being able to get his masters back. But yeah, you want to big up the government. Man, fuck the government as far as I'm concerned when it comes to justice in America. Shit, man, they built a racketeering case in everybody's face, and we supposed to just be cool with it. We supposed to just not even be upset about it. But yet they always want to sit here and say, "Oh, R. Kelly fans is witness intimidating and witness slandering." Man, when what about the witness intimidating against R. Kelly? What about all the media bias against R. Kelly, all the slander against R. Kelly? But if a fan of R. Kelly says that somebody on social goes to somebody's social media account and say that you sound like you're lying, that means that you're witness intimidating. But yet these same alleged victims can be all on their social media dogging out R. Kelly, saying that he's sleeping with men, doing this and all that. This shit is backwards, man. This is backwards, y'all. And for real, it done got out of hand. It done got out of hand. He gonna say he's been robbing him of his money and his time. How dare you, dog? How dare you say that shit, man? For real. Richard R. Lyne Jr. in his indictment, it clearly says that they could not confirm that he spoke to R. Kelly or individual 2. Now, unless I don't know how to fucking read, I know what the hell I saw in that indictment. So why they keep trying to pin it against R. Kelly, I don't understand it. And the fact that these 3 individuals that got these indictments while R. Kelly was in federal custody, it just shows what type of goofy motherfuckers is out here thinking that they can do something in the name of R. Kelly, and R. Kelly ain't even told them to do it. But this is how the government operates. They find ignorant niggas like that to go do stuff so that they can, man, y'all better stop playing with me, man. Real people that know, we know what's up. We know how this shit just played out. You done had this man locked up for 2 years in federal custody, monitoring every phone call, knowing every time he take a shit. But you want us to believe that he was able to set these situations up here? The day after that fight, that man Richard R. Lyne Jr. started reaching out to that girl, according to them. And y'all don't think that shit is fishy? And you want us to believe that R. Kelly that dumb to tell this goofy nigga to reach out to Azriel and try to set up some dumb shit like that? Man, shit, man, y'all playing games, man. Anyways, man, I'll holler back at y'all later, man. But if you could like, share, and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. If you want to donate to the channel, that'll be a blessing. Want to say God bless everybody. One more thing though, as far as what any fan does on social media, R. Kelly ain't got nothing to do with that, man. And for real, the fact that y'all keep on trying to tie him into that, what fans may do on social media or whatever, shame on y'all, man. But on that note, God bless everybody. Peace.
Oh, man, I promised everybody my Jordan walk, so I'm finna do the Jordan walk. If y'all back up, here you go. Michael, this for you, man. Check it out. I believe this is how Jordan would walk if he was over here right about now. This is how he would walk. Hey, how you doing, brother? Okay, now I'm gonna go back. All right, check it out.